I will use this particular session for two things. Number one, to help you with what is going to be the table of contents or what we are going to discuss in our entire course. That is, I'll give you the course walkthrough. That is the first thing that I'm going to do here. In addition to that, I will go ahead with what are going to be the queries you have. Whatever the queries you have, I'm going to answer all the queries. So these are the two things that I'm going to take it today. Number one, I'll go through the walkthrough. Number two, I'll go ahead with the queries, right? And then based on your interest and availability, from tomorrow, we will be continuing with the module number one. That is right. We'll just right away enter into the TOC and we'll kickstart our course right from tomorrow. All right. So this is the agenda for today's class. So all we are going to do is we will start with the walkthrough and then we will go ahead with the queries. Okay. So first, maybe before going with that, I just wanted to have some expectations, irrespective of whether you're going to proceed or not, irrespective of that. Some of the expectations are going to be whoever is joining, so kindly use your name, not your mobile model number or your PC model number or anything, right? So while joining the session, please make sure that you're using your own name. That's the first thing. Number two, you have a query or if you have any simple question or doubt, whatever it is, you don't need to wait for, a QA session or something. The moment you have a doubt, stop me then and there. Just either you just drop me a message in the chat or just unmute yourself and ask me. Guys, are you able to hear me? I can see one of the person saying that he's not able to hear. Can I have a confirmation?
Sir, yes, I am
So
getting
we
you.
can hear one.
Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. Okay. Cool. All right. So the second thing is going to be, as I said, that if you have a query or if you have a doubt, don't wait. Stop me then and there, ask the query, get it clarified, and then only proceed. That is the second thing. All right. So this is the only two expectations I have. So use your name. Number two, make sure that your doubts are getting clarified then and there. All right. Now, I'm not sure like what is the reason for you to join the session? For one thing, I'm not sure. This can be upskilling yourself. This can be you want to try out a new area. This can be you're a job seeker and with the help of the SAS you want to get a job. It can be anything, right? So irrespective of that, right? First thing is you should have a motto and to say why I'm learning this. If you're not clear on that particular please talk with me after the class, right? And let me know. The reason for that is plenty of the people, I'll get a reason like, Murli, my cousin told to me that SAS is good to learn. I'm learning it. Someone else will say that, Murli, I can say that some of my friends are learning SAS. That's the reason I'm learning. If those are the kinds of reasons you have to learn SAS, stop it today itself. Stop it today itself because you don't know why you're learning it. It should be not like someone suggested to you. It is something like some of your friends have learned or some of your relative have learned. That's the reason you're learning. You should know the reason. Murli, I'm a job seeker. I found that I did my what I can call it as a research. I found that SAS is relatively easy to learn. Second thing is there are good openings available for SAS, and also my education qualification is matching with the technology. That is the reason I'm learning it. One of the possible reason. Or let's say, Murli, I'm working in this data analytics field for some time. Let's say all these days I'm working in SAS, sorry, SQL. I just want to upskill myself because it is going to give me a wide spectrum of opportunities. Still a very good reason to go with, right? So why I'm saying is, if you don't have a proper motto because of someone you're learning or because of any, other suggestions or because of that you're learning, I'm telling you openly, At one point, you lose that particular motivation because I would require, I would require your attention when it comes to the base and the advance, at least for the next 2 months, at least for the next 2 months, right? If I'm looking for base and advance, right? Suppose if you are someone who want to go ahead with the entire course of clinical SAS, that is nothing but along with the base and advanced SAS, you also need to go ahead with CDISC, which comprises of your STTM, ADAM, and TLF. If this is going to be the scenario, right? I would need additional 2 months or 2.5 months from you. As long as, or if you 100% feel that you are committed for next 4 months of the time, and you can maintain the same level of tempo for the next 4 months of the time, then only you should start this journey. Then only you should start this journey. That is, I want to be very clear and I want to be very, honest on this particular piece, right? So whoever have joined recently, just maybe after, I think some of them are pinging me and asking me, Murli, just can you have a repeat? Yes, let me do that. Guys, all I'm saying is this session, I would like to use it for course walkthrough and to solve your queries, whatever the queries you have. Now, I'm expecting that all of you to please use your original name to join the class rather than your mobile numbers or rather than the model numbers. Number three, please make sure what is the reason you are learning for this particular course. SAS, you're not supposed to learn just because someone has suggested you, or just someone has, some of your relative has learned, some of your friends have learned who are in the good position now. So you want to learn. You can get that motivation, nothing wrong in that. But make sure you do your analysis, you do your R&D. You should have a strong reason to learn SAS. It is not just for someone suggested or I have time, that's the reason I'm learning it. Please don't do that, right? Coming to the course is split into two. So one module is going to be based on advanced SAS, another module is going to be CDISC. Because if you are a clinical SAS programmer or you are going to be any role that you are looking into the clinical side also, first you should be a programmer. That is, everyone must know SAS. So this is going to be the first step, right? And this is going to be, this module is common for everyone. That is, the people who would like to enter into any of the domain. That can be banking, that can be healthcare, that can be retail, that can be of finance sector, or that can be any sector for the matter of the fact, it remains going to be the same. If you are someone who is aiming for the clinical, that is, if you want to enter into the clinical domain, in that particular case, along with this particular one, you would also need this, a domain knowledge. So this we can call it as CDISC, right? On a whole, what we are going to learn or how we are going to split our entire course means, this is how I'm going to split it. First, we'll be having the base and advanced session, so which is in-depth cover about all the SAS related topics. And then we will be having the CDISC. This is only for the people who are aiming into enter into the pharmaceutical industry. There we will talk about the CDISC. It's a domain plus whatever we have learned here, we are going to apply that particular one here. So this is overall just I can say a brief about just a glance about what we are going to talk. Next, coming to the classes, my mode of communication is English. I'll proceed with English. I teach the class in English. Having said that, I'm comfortable with two other languages, my mother tongue Telugu, and I'm somewhat I can say that I'm pretty much comfortable with Tamil. So if someone have doubts, if someone have doubts, if you're not comfortable to ask in English, I highly encourage to ask only in English. That's how you are going to build your communication. But still, if someone of you feel that Murli, at least in the initial classes or at least maybe throughout the course also, I don't mind. I'm comfortable to ask the doubts in English, in my own mother tongue. Maybe it can be Telugu or Tamil. Still, I'll encourage you to ask. In the class, also just stop me and ask. I don't mind. I'll explain that to you in Telugu and I'll repeat the same in English for the other people. That can be Telugu or Tamil. When it comes to Hindi, I can understand Hindi. You can express your doubts in Hindi. I'm sorry, but I couldn't repeat in Hindi. Right? I tried, but I couldn't. Okay. So this is the mode of communication and what I'm going to do it in this system. Right? This is about communication. Still, I'm pretty much available during, I can say that my generic timings are going to be like between 9 to 5, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. IST. If I have any doubts, if you want to talk with me, give me a call. If I ignore the call, that means I'll call you back again. If not, after 10:30 p.m. IST, another 2 hours I'll be available. That is around till 12 a.m. in the night, I'll be available. If you have any doubts or anything, talk with me. Or you just drop me a message in the WhatsApp. If it is something I can do it either by typing over there or just by going with the voice message, I do that. And this is about clarifying your doubts. One, the first preference is if you have any doubts, if you have something to talk, I highly encourage you to talk in the class itself. That's the reason you're coming for the live classes, right? That's the reason you're coming for the live classes. Hey, Dinesh, you're just scribbling. Have a look. Dinesh, you're just using the annotations. Dinesh, you there? You're drawing something on the screen. Please make sure you're not doing it. All right. So
Yes,
the
yes.
first, it's okay. That's okay. The first level is going to be, we just go ahead with the class. Any doubt, ask me in the class. I'll ensure that if any of you are leaving the class with a doubt, then the class is failed. That is, we haven't done a good job. You are 200% encouraged to ask the doubts in the class. Ask the doubt, get it clarified, then only leave the session. If you're someone who is feeling little shy, maybe if you feel that Murli just looks, this doubt looks silly, maybe I don't know how others will feel it. First of all, don't think about others. Individually, you're responsible for this. But still, if you feel that something that you cannot ask, call me after the class. I'm still okay with that. Call me, just do a WhatsApp. I'm okay with that. Okay, that's the reason I given the timings. But highly encouraged to go ahead with the class. All right. So this is about the basic expectations and what I do in the class in a nutshell, just in a nutshell. So if any of you have questions, ask me. If you don't have questions, I'll go through the course walkthrough. Okay, Harish, what are the timings to call me? Just now I mentioned it. Give me a call anytime between 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. This is the comfortable time, but still, I can say if any chance, if I don't attend your call, please don't mistake me. Whoever calls me, I'll repeat, I just give a call back to them for sure. If not, the other set of timing is going to be 10:30 p.m. to 12 a.m. This is the second slot. These two slots are most comfortable slots for me. You can give me a call during this particular timings. Is that clear? All right. Sorry, this is Harsh. What are the timings for the classes? Guys, this is the basic expectation. You might have seen in the invite. If not, the class timings are going to be 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. IST every day. That is during the weekdays. That is from Monday to Friday. It's there right in your, what I can call it as invite. And again, you are allowed to listen the classes for the first 1 week without any payment. I mean to say that you don't need to pay anything because you don't know how I teach. You don't know whether this will suit for you or not. You don't know whether I'm meeting your expectations or not. So that's the reason we're starting from today, that is from Saturday, initial classes. You are the link that I have shared with you will work for the next 7 days. You are allowed to join the classes for these 7 days. You don't need to pay anything. After 7 days, you can take a decision whether it will work out to you or not. If it works out, then you can continue with the fee and you can continue with the classes, right? Next, what will I provide? Let's say after the session, how it works. First thing, I have my own website, www.learnwithmurli.com. So once our session is over, right after the session, within 2 hours or at max, let's say, because it's the morning hours only anyways, by evening, you'll be having the class recording, which will be available on the website. And whatever is going to be the access that I'm going to provide to the class recordings, class notes, and any study material, the project, everything will be available for lifetime. It is not like 1 year I will give the access. After that, I revoke it. No. Whatever the access that I'm going to provide, the access is going to be for lifetime. Number two, the class recordings will be available over there. Along with the class recordings, you will be also going to have notes, the running notes, whatever the notes that I'll type it in the class. Number three, project details. And any reference materials, be it is a book, be it is some Sugi papers, which is nothing but sans conference papers, anything are going to will be available here. You're done with your, let's say you're done with your course. Once you're done with your course, I can help you with your resume building and also help you with your interview preparation. Interview, or if some of you are interested to do the certification preparation. I will tell you upfront, guys. Right now, I'm telling to you, please be very clear on this particular one. Interview preparation is not about a proxy. It's not like I'll attend behalf of you or I'll arrange someone behalf of you. No, this is one of the false expectation. The meaning of your interview preparation is I will ensure and I'll help you with what are the topics you need to touch base with or you need to brush up with. What are the areas you need to touch base in that particular topics? In addition to that, let us say you attend an interview today. Let's say today itself you attend an interview. You have faced around 20 questions over there. Some of you are able to answer, some of you couldn't. Or let's say that you answered all the 20 questions also. Let's say all the 20. But after the interview, give me a call. Just mention whatever the questions you are able to recollect. If you are able to recollect all 20 questions, wonderful. If not also, whatever the questions that you are able to recollect as part of your interview, discuss those 20 questions with me. For every question I can give you what might be the best possible answer. What are the ways you can answer it? Because the same question will be having the multiple answers, right? Multiple approaches. I can help you with the multiple approaches. I can also help you with the related questions to that. If this is the question you have faced, what might be the related question you can face if you provide this particular answer? That also I'll do. So this I will continue with you until you land in your job. Until you land in your job. So this is the post support. That is nothing but after the classes, what kind of support you are going to get. Next. You all, I think most of you are already part of my WhatsApp community. If not, you can join over there. You can see plenty of the people asking the questions over there. Either one of the group member will like you who will answer that question. If no one is answering, if I feel that something need to be corrected, I will pitch in and I will also answer it. You all know that. If some of you doesn't have the WhatsApp community link or the WhatsApp group link, just ping me. After the class, just ping me. I just share the link with you. You can join over there. Right? You have more than 1,500 people in that. So already one of the group is full. That's the reason I created the community. All right. So this is about the support that you are going to get post the classes. All right. Wonderful. Having said that, all these are comfortable, I believe. And now I would like to take you to the detailed course walkthrough. But for now, what I will do is, anyways, I might have shared the PDFs with you, the course syllabus. If you're not, just ping me after the class. I'll also share the detailed PDF with you. That PDF have the complete information about each and every topic that we are going to discuss. But still, I'll just give you a code walkthrough here. As I mentioned, we have two things in this. My course has been divided into two different things. One is going to be the base and advanced, which is going to be the common thing for irrespective of whether you are aiming for the clinical industry or any other domain. Irrespective of that, this is the basic or this is the most important thing that you require. That is base and advanced SAS. In this, I designed the course such that you are going to have total of 9 modules. And one of the confusion, maybe I'll also clear that. One of the confusion most of the people will have is, Murali, what about this base and advances? I mean to say, in your, let's say, day-to-day work, do you use base as or you use advances or you use both of them together? The answer is pretty simple. You don't differentiate. You don't say that this work required base as, this work required advanced as, nothing like that. The base and advanced SAS, this differentiation has come because of this certification. If you go to www.sas.com, this is the place where you can, enroll for the certifications, right? SAS offering wide range of certifications. Two of the popular certifications for the developers are going to be base SAS certification, advanced SAS certification. All right. So, hey, thanks, Akhil. Thanks for the confirmation. No issues. Yeah. So the certification is going to be either you are going to be base SAS certified professional or you can be an advanced SAS certified professional. That will give you, that is SAS is confirming, SAS is recommending you that you have completed the certification, you know the topics. There are some of the modules which will be covered under this. There are few modules which will cover under this. All right. But when it comes to our course, the course is designed in such a way that it is going to cover both base as well as advanced SAS modules. All the modules which are falls under the base as well as the advanced SAS, both of them are completely covered in the course. So all these together are going to be totally 9 modules. Out of that, module number 1, I really don't call it as a module, separate module, because it is actually will help you to understand SAS. This is, you can call it as, what I'm going to cover here is introduction to SAS. So here we talk about what is SAS exactly. Why should you use SAS? If you are a SAS developer, what might be your day-to-day work? What might be the areas you need to work on? What are the tools that you use as part of SAS? Some of you might get confused. Murli, SAS is all about the tools only, right? SAS is a tool, right? No, SAS is actually a framework. You can use this as a command line interface or you can use it as a graphical user interface. technical term. If you come to the common term, SAS can operate as a tool. SAS can operate directly from the command prompt. There are some of the organization, they won't give you any SAS tool. You need to work directly from the command prompt. There are organizations, right? So what are the tools that are available? What tools we use in class, right? Some of the familiar tools are going to be, if you're using Windows, it is going to be PC SAS. If you're using a Linux, any flavor of Linux, it is going to be SAS Enterprise Guide. People familiarly call this as EG. You can go ahead with SAS Studio, which is a web version, or it is going to be on premises. If not, you can also go ahead with SAS on demand for academics. SAS on demand for academics. This is again, it is not a on premises, it is going to be remote. So out of all this, these three are going to be licensed products. You need to pay SAS to get this license. SAS on demand for academics is going to be the free tool. That is SAS encouraging the learners to go ahead with this particular one, as it is going to help you to enhance your SAS skills. If you are someone who want to learn SAS, this is the best way. You can go ahead with the SAS on demand for academics, which is free of cost. So we will have a detailed walkthrough about how each of this is going to be, how each one is going to be like, what I can call it as. Um, what is the difference between each of the tool? What is the common thing between each of the tool? If I go with Studio, is there any advantage? Or if I go with PC SAS, is there any advantage? What are the various windows you have in that? Everything will have a detailed walkthrough, right? So module number 1 is all about introduction to SAS, use cases that are part of the SAS, what are the tools that you are going to use it, comparison of the tools, and also all the SAS rules. Rules. Mean to say, if I want to write a SAS program, how to write it? Mean to say, what are the various rules I should follow? Then only it will be called it as a SAS program. How I will store the data? How I will store the data? Most important thing. Then, how to debug the SAS programs? A very nutshell. I don't go in detail over there, just overall. So these and all comprises your module number 1. That is, once we complete module number 1, all of you should be familiar with all SAS tools, should be familiar with what is SAS and why we are using it and what areas we will use it. What are the various rules? It can be programming rules, it can be naming rules, it can be data set rules, all this. What is the difference between the RDBMS and SAS? Even that part we are going to discuss over there. All right. So this is going to be the first area. This is going to be the first area. Next. Once you have this particular one, once you are familiar with this particular one, then we will be started looking at our next area, which is nothing but module number 2. Here, I will cover about reading data from external files. Don't worry, some of them are going to be completely new for you. But what is this external files is? What is this reading the data from external files? Answer is pretty simple. Hey, if you want to work on the data, someone has to provide the data to you. Am I right? Let us say you're working for one of the company, ABC company. The company data, if you want to work, if you want to use it in your PC or if you want to use it in your laptop, who should provide the data? Your client is supposed to provide the data to you. How the client is going to be provide the data to you? It can be of a text file, or it can be of an Excel file, or it can be of a HTML, or it can be of any files formats that are available. You will receive this particular data. You will store that particular data in SAS and do it, and then you start applying your logics. So how to store the data in SAS? By reading the data which is provided by your clients is called as reading data from external files. Because without data, you cannot do anything. So data is the most important aspect to me. From where the data is coming, how the data is coming, how to store that particular data into SAS. That is the first part. In the technology side, you can call this as extract. Extract. So our first part is going to be extract. All of you are with me so far? Are you comfortable with what we learn in module number 1 and what is module number 2?
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. Let us say someone has given me the data in Excel. They given me my name like this: Murali, space, Krishna, T. Like this they have given, right? And then someone has given the name like this: Murali, someone else name, let's say Vamsi N. If I look into this, my name is actually, or whoever the names that we are trying to store here, it has the first name, middle name, and surname. But everything is in one. But while entering, they have given all these three combinations. If you look into the first guy, he have first name, middle name, surname. If you look into the second guy, he have only the first name followed by the surname only. There is no middle name for him. And here each name is separated by space. Here the variable, the name is separated by comma. I cannot handle this particular kind of data. I cannot simply store this data and I can work on. So what is my first requirement now? You can see there are a lot of spaces here. There is a one space here. The readability also missing. So the first thing I should do here is I need to clean my data. I need to ensure that I'm standardizing my data. Someone enters their gender as female. Someone entered as F. Both of them are correct only, but not standard. I should follow some standard. Either should be FEMALE or it should be F. Only one. I cannot have for few people it is female, for few people it is F. So I need to do two things here. Number one, clean my data and standardize my data. Right? Cleaning is, see, no need of having these many spaces. You can see here each name should start with capital M, but here you can see some of them are capital, some of them are lower characters, which is not correct, right? Which is not appealing to read also, right? So first thing is cleaning the data and standardizing the data. And also I need to separate my data here. First name should be under this. Middle name should be under middle name. Surname should be under the surname field. So one string I'm splitting into into three. So I started working on something, either cleaning the data, splitting the data, combining the data, I mean to say variables I'm combining, all these kind of things I'm doing here. This will be done with the help of functions. SAS is very rich in functions. In Excel also you have a lot of functions. You might have seen this. If you go to Excel, if you go to the formulas, you can see all these are financial functions. All these are logical functions. All these are text functions. Just now I talked about, right? Left, find, fix, text, trim. All these are functions, right? So how I can use the functions in a better way to clean my data, to clean my data. That is nothing but that are going to be part of module number 3. So this part will be having 3 primary things: character functions, numeric functions, data type conversion functions. All these will be part of your module number 3. So tools, understand your tools, understand the SAS. Number 2, bring your data to SAS. That is, read your data and store it in SAS. Once you have data in your SAS, then clean that. You require a clean data, clean it. And then any transformations required, start with that. So this you can call it as transformation. I'm transforming the data. I'm shaping the data in a way I want. All right? That is module number 3. Any questions in this? Anyone?
So the date time functions are comes under character or numeric.
Okay. In SAS, date and time both will be considered as numeric. SAS stores date as a numeric, SAS stores time as a numeric. So whatever the functions that you are going to apply on date and time, all those are numeric functions only. How to store this? We will have a detailed discussion in the functions, but I'll just give you a heads up. Suppose, what is the date today? 2024, and it is going to be February and 24th. This is the date. When you give this particular date to SAS, if you want to store this particular date to SAS, it won't store like this. It is going to store with some number. To be precise, what is that number is, I'll write it here. 24th Feb 2024, that is today's data. SAS always going to have one reference date. The reference date will be called it as 1st Jan 1960. Now, if you find out the difference between these two, this is the first date, this is the other date. So 23,093, this is the date it is going to store, 23093. That is number of days that are elapsed from SAS reference date. That will be stored as a date. But Murli, how do I, understand 23,093 means date? For that, you will be having something called formats and informates. We will discuss all this, but just I'm giving you a heads up. You need to guide SAS how to read your data, how to write your data. Both of them are important. When it comes to time, what is the time now? 7:38. SAS reference is 000000, start of the day. From the start of the day, it is going to calculate how many number of seconds that are elapsed. Meaning, I have 7 hours, 7 into 3,600 plus 38 minutes, 38 into 60. For an example, maybe 40 seconds by this time. Just I'm telling you, 40 seconds. So 27,520 seconds that are elapsed from start of the day. So your time will be stored as 27,520. Again, I should use formats and informates to represent this, right? It might be little overhead for you to understand this at this particular point of time, but we will go in detail when we go ahead with the functions. Am I clear? Can I have a confirmation?
Yes, sir. But I wanted to ask, what is the debugging thing? Like there is a point written debug.
Okay, debugging, sure. Okay, I'll go with that. There is one more question from Prakash. Let me also go ahead with that. When we have enormous functions in Excel, why SAS then? What is the difference it takes? Okay, I'll also answer this particular question. First, let me complete debugging, then I can go to your question, Prakash. So debugging is something like you written a program, you written a program, you executed it. You're expecting some output. Your output is not coming as expected. That is, you're reading something, let's say you're reading 100 records or 1000 records. As part of your output, you're expecting this, let's say it's supposed to deliver around 200 records as an output. And you know what kind of output that you're expecting, but your output is not coming as expected. Your output is not coming as expected, right? Then what should you do? You need to understand why my program is not giving the expected output, where it went wrong, and you need to correct your program. 3 steps, right? Understand your program, find out which part of your program is not giving the right results, and correct that particular program. These 3 steps together, you can call it as debugging. Debugging, right? So maybe you can think of like this. Let's say you have a cycle with you, bicycle with you. All of a sudden you're not able to ride your bicycle. It is not moving forward. What are the things that you do? You'll check, is the chain is proper or not? Is there something stuck anywhere? Do I have proper air in all the tires? Right? Is the brake which is getting stuck, because of that it is not moving? First you understand what is the issue, why your cycle is not moving first. Only then you started fixing it. Understanding the problem and fixing the problem comes under your debugging. Am I clear on this?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. All right. So I have 2 follow-up questions. Please bear with me. So the second question is going to be, this is from Prakash. When we have enormous functions in Excel, why SAS then? All right. See, there are this is not just applicable to, Excel, but to start with this, I think somewhere here, I mentioned that reading the data from the external files. While doing that, I mentioned there is a text file, there is a Excel file, there is PDF, blah, blah, lot of them. Out of all this, Excel is not just a file system, it is also a analytical one. You can do pretty much the entire data analytics by using SAS, by using Excel. You can do. So whatever the analysis you want to do, let's say I want to have an availability trend. I want to do, I want to make sure that I want to put a pie chart, and I want to go ahead with a bar chart. I want to do some representation in Excel. You can 100% do that. But one of the biggest problem with the SAS is, sorry, Excel work only if it is the volume of the data is low volumes. Low volumes, meaning, I don't know how many of you know this. What is the current version of MS Office you are using? Anyone? Suppose if I go with this, you can see simply that in your while installing. I'm actually using 2016 MS Office 2016. Latest is 23. MS Office 2023. If you remember, I don't know, based on your age, I can say the initial version of your MS Office is, you will say that Windows 95, Windows 97, Windows 99. Like this, anything from 97 to 2003 will be one bucket. From 2003 to till date, whatever the latest version of thing, this is of one area. This is of one category. Why I'm saying is, anything the Excel version from 97 to 2003, it will be stored as with an extension of XLS. From there, it is XLSX. XLS, if any of you are using XLS, the maximum number of records that I can store in each of the Excel sheet is 37K. Only 37,000 records I can store in each sheet. This is my sheet, right? Sheet 1. What is the maximum number there is 37. What is the maximum number here? 10,48,576. If I want to go with more than this, I cannot store it in this Excel. The maximum limitation is only going to be 1 million. This is 1 million. 10 lakhs is 1 million. So your Excel is suitable for dealing with the data up to 1 million. If you come to the real time, if you talk about banking industry or healthcare industry or retail industry, you will deal with billions of records, billions. You will maintain the data marts over there. That is the first issue. As long as it is going to be the lower volumes of the data, I can go ahead with that. If I have enormous amount of the data, I cannot handle that particular one with Excel. It will not suitable for that. First problem. Number two, if you are going with Excel of 1 MB size, it will act in one way. If you are opening 10 MB or if you are opening 20 MB of the Excel file, what will happen? Do you ever open any of you 20 MB of the Excel file or large Excel files? Have you opened it by any time? Any of you? It will keep rotating. Correct or not? Let's say I want to sort, I want to filter. It is going to take a lot of time. And if you go to your, what I can call it as memory, whatever the memory that you're looking at here, right? If you go to this, you can see that it occupies maximum memory out of whatever the RAM it is. I'm using a 6 GB RAM. Out of the 6 GB RAM, around 4 GB of the RAM will be occupied only by the Excel, right? It is going to affect all other programs that are using in your PC. So Excel processing requires a lot of memory, lot of RAM, random access memory. Second problem. Number three. Have you ever seen you're connecting the data from Oracle to SAS? Sorry, Oracle to Excel? Let us say I don't have my data in Excel because it's going to be like 1 billion data. So I'm storing in a database. I'm giving the database access to you. Hey, my data is in there, one of the table called products table. The products table is part of my Oracle. Can you connect Excel to the Oracle? I cannot. I can export the data from Oracle to Excel. I can export. But if I want to directly make a connection and if I want to extract the data or I want to load the data into or out of your databases, Excel cannot. Excel cannot. So these are some of the limitations of the file system, some of the limitations. They cannot handle larger volumes of the data. They are rich in function, but as not rich as your SAS or any other programming language like SSIS, R, or Python. They cannot handle or they cannot connect with all the databases that are existing in the world. And beyond everything, maybe a simple thing we'll go with. I have two things, guys. Let's say you're using Amazon. All the users information, that is your username, password, your billing address, your delivery address, all these are in one table called user. All the Amazon products are in the products. All the products are in the products. All I want is, I want to see what I have purchased in the last 6 months. I want to get all my last 6 months orders from Amazon. Can I say, for now, it is an user's Excel, it is a products Excel. Can I join these two? Can I join two Excels? Will that be possible? I can do a VLOOKUP, lookup here and there. I can look up, but can I join? No way. But if you look into the tables, I can join the tables in any way I want. In any way I want. I can say that user table is in the RKL, products table is in Teradata. Still I can connect. Still I can connect. Right? Excel have limitations of size, whereas databases doesn't have limitations of size. If I want to handle the databases, I need a better product, which is nothing but the SAS. Prakash, have I answered your questions?
Thank you so much, Murli.
Wonderful.
This really answers.
Wonderful. Rajkumar, I'll come to that. Meanwhile, let me answer another question which was asked by Shankara. So can you say in short about splitting the data? Sure. Splitting the data will be in two levels. So you're talking about splitting data. As I said, it is two levels. One, at a table level. Number two, at a individual record level. I'll also talk about what is this record. Right? Number three, I can also go ahead with individual column level. So there are totally three levels. It can be a table level, it can be a record level, it can be a column level. Better we can go with one example, simple example. We all studied in the schools and colleges, right? So let's say that when we join any of the college, the first thing that we're going to do is we'll go to the admission team, admission department, and we enroll for the admission. That is, you pay your fee, you're going to, what I can call it as, um, submit your documents, that is your certificates, all those kind of stuff. And then you will start proceeding with the next one, which is nothing but once your enrollment is completed, you will be given with some details. What are them? What is your student ID? What is the name? What is the name? And then what is the mobile, that is point of contact and address. This is, let's say that at a basic level, I'm just talking about it. Then the moment you go to the department, let's say you will be assigned to one of the department, whatever the department you have chosen. Let's say you have chosen the Department of Computer Science. Then what is going to happen? You will be having your department ID. You will be having your department name. Then you will be having with what are the various subjects you need to undergo in each semester, subject details. They're supposed to be the head of the department for all the contact, HOD. This is my second level. Then after completing your first year, at the end of the year, you'll be having the exams. So in that, you're going to have the details about what are going to be the subject 1 marks. Then what are your subject 2 marks? And then you'll be having information about what are the total marks. And then finally, you're going to have your result, pass or fail. Finally, what is the grade? A plus all this. These are all results. For now, can I say that all these three in a single table? All right, all these three in a single table. But one of the problem with the tables is, let us say student ID is 101, and let's say name of the student is Murali, and he have given some number to me. And later on, he mentioned that, hey, my mobile number got changed, right? My old mobile is not working. Please update my mobile. So to whom he have contacted? Administration team. At the same time, the results are out. Exam cell want to update the results. two people, that is two different people from two different departments, wanted to access the same table. That too, they want to update the write operation. Write operation in the sense, anything you are updating, anything you are deleting, anything you are adding will be called it as yeah, update. So now I want to update the information about mobile. I want to update the information about results. Two people want to do these changes at the same time. No table in the world accepts this. This is called isolation. I don't know like how many of you are familiar with the database concepts. Some of the database concepts are called ACID properties: atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. No need to go there. No need to go there. That is completely DBMS. Just I'm telling to you, if I want to update the same table at the same time with 0 seconds delay, it would not be possible. Any one of the requests will go first. So what is the better way? Yeah, I don't want to do this particular one. I'll do one thing. For the subject, for each of the student, I'll maintain admin team. I'm going to have admin table separately. Department data I will handle separately. And exams, they are going to maintain their own data separately. At any point of time, I want to give the information. Each of them I'm going to join with the common fields, right? So first the requirement now come here to us is to split the data. I cannot keep all the data into the same table. I maintain multiple tables. Whenever there is a requirement, I am going to join the tables. Is that right? So if someone when started storing the data, let's say if they started storing the data in a single table, as the data is increasing, as the data is growing, you will come to a what I can call it as a requirement where you need to split your data into multiple tables. Single table will be splitting into the multiple tables. Technically, technology side, you will call this as normalization. Database concepts. These are called database concepts. So first of all, do all of you understand what is called splitting the data at table level? Can I have a confirmation? First one.
Yes, Mr. Murli.
Perfect. Now,
Okay.
yeah, let's talk about the second level. My second level is splitting the data at a record level. Mean to say, let's say all my data, let's say I'm just going ahead only with the department data for now. Let's say there is a table called department table. Now the beauty is this department is dealing with, let's say, EEE, ECE, CSE, and IT. 4 departments are there. Each department I have 100 students. Each department I have 100 students. Someone has asked you, hey, I would like to have the data about all the people who are from EEE department alone. That too, EEE department within that semester 1 subjects data I want. Who have a recently joined first year, okay, let's say first year students data, who and all the new admissions in the EEE I want. How do I filter it? First, I'll say that department ID is equal to EEE. In that, I also need to say new admissions in the sense year equal to 1. That is their admission year is equal to 1. These are the people who are actually falls under the category of EEE students who are of the new admissions. Correct? So now let us say all 4 departments, I have 400 students. But I'm interested about only the 100 students who are part of the EEE department. Let's say the strength that I'm expecting is 100. There are, let's say that only 60 students joined this year. So I'm just filtering my data for these 60 students. Only the 60 students data I'll be sending to someone. Right? That is, I'm bifurcating my data, or I can say that I'm just filtering my data for a specific records. This is horizontally, or sorry for that, Horizontally, I'm grouping the data. I'm splitting the data horizontally. I'm taking only triple data. I don't require anyone else. Or in a class, I have both female as well as the male students. I want to create a male students data separately, female student data separately, because I would like to provide some of the additional benefits for the female students as per the regulations provided by the government. So to handle it effectively, I don't want to keep both of them in a single table, because the rebates, the offers will be different, or the what I can say benefits will be different for the female students. So I need to separate my female data and male data into two tables. Now I'm not splitting like this. I'm actually splitting vertically. Is that right or not? This is the second level of split based on the information that is that is available in each record. Based on the record data, we will be splitting the data. This is my second level. All of you are comfortable with this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Murli.
Perfect. Now the third
Sorry,
level.
sir. Sorry for the response.
No, ask.
Displays not clarity. It is only my side or any other one is facing this issue?
Is anyone having the display issues? Is
Sometimes it's not
No, sir.
clarity. Okay,
I,
okay, sir.
I think maybe you need to check your internet connection as well.
Okay.
Perfect. Now, the next thing is going to be column level. Simplest example for the column level is name. Let us say Murali Krishna Tenali. This is my name field. Column. Name is my column. I want to have, let's say I want to enter these details into the passport. How your passport is going to be. In passport, you'll be having three fields. What is going to be the given name to you? What is going to be your first name? And surname? Only let's say two. So my surname should be Tenali. My given name should be Murali Krishna. So here we are expecting to split my name into two. One column, I would like to split into two columns. The first column is going to be the given name. Second column is going to be the surname. In some cases, I'll go with three names. What is my first name? What is my middle name? What is my last name? The same column I'm splitting into three now. So Murali, I will keep it under the first name. Krishna, I can keep it under the middle name. Last name is going to be Tenali. So individual record level. Maybe you can say, Murali, this is okay. Can you give me a better example? Mean to say, this is name, I can understand it. Let's say if you come to your regular work, day-to-day work, where the split will happen, where do you use it? Let's say bank, right? I'm just going with the banking domain, just one example. Let's say that one of the bank is going to be ICIC 20006 underscore Gachibowli. What it is, while giving the details to you, they store their data in such a way that the IFSC code of the bank followed by the branch of the bank, they kept it in a single field. It is nothing but branch details. Just say branch. But you would like to store this particular one like this. What is the IFSC code? What is the branch name? I want to create two fields now. So again, what you're going to do, you will split this particular column into two. IFSC code you will store here. The branch name you are going to store here. Do you understand now what is called splitting at a column level?
Yes, Murli. Thank you.
Wonderful. Any questions from anyone else before I proceed with? I think there is one more question that I have from Raj Kumar. So can you tell me the career opportunities with SAS compared to the other fields? Uh, One of the vague question I can say, I mean to say, it's very difficult to compare, but if you want me to compare with some of them, I can do. Let me help you with that. First, SaaS is very rich when it comes to the opportunities. But if I talk in the real terms, mean to say uh, facts, if you want me to talk with the facts, I can say last 8 months almost, market is dull. It's not good. 8 months, I can say. Last 8 months, be it is clinical SaaS, be it is SaaS in the banking industry, healthcare industry, whatever it is dull. I'm not saying zero, but it is dull. But if you observe in the last 2 months, or especially last 1 month, I can say from the starting of the February, the market is booming now. Whoever is part of our WhatsApp groups, you can see there are a lot of opportunities which are posting by me or Sai Krishna Nalla. There are people who are posting the opportunities because there are openings, because always the period is going to be Feb to July. This is the period because anyone want to move from one organization to another organization who are not satisfied with the hikes, or who are satisfied with the hikes but after the hike they want to move on. There are new rules, new budgets, everything will happen during this financial years. The financial years generally will be either Jan to December, or it is going to be April to March. These are the financial years most of the people will follow, right? So that's the reason always your openings will be high during this particular period. It will start with Feb and mostly die around by July. But decaying, I don't say die, it will decay. But currently, the trend is different. If you want me to say, Murli, which technology have a very rich opportunities right now, I'll blindly say that this is the one which is having best openings at this particular point of time. Data engineering. This is currently hot in the market right now. At least I can say that from past 6 months, it is going like anything, right? Hottest skill in the market is data engineering. But you need to learn a lot of things in this. You need to know what is called version control tools. You need to know what is called continuous integration, what is called continuous deployment, what are going to be the monitoring tools that are available, right? And you need to go ahead with the big data technologies like Hadoop. You also need to understand how the Spark is going to work, and you should have at least one of the modern programming language like Python or PySpark. These are the minimum tools that you need to learn if you want to step into the data engineering, right? Around a year back, if you see, it's all about AI and ML, artificial intelligence and machine learning. Now the boom has reduced for it, but data engineering is booming. There is some other area which is hot in the market is DevOps, another area. There are wide range of opportunities available for the cloud engineers, be it is going to be uh, Microsoft Azure, or it is going to be Amazon Web Services, or it is going to be your Google Cloud Platform. There are a number of opportunities. So always don't look in this way. What is hot in the market, or what are the opportunities when you compare to the other technologies? Let's say if you want to compare with the data engineering along with SaaS, it's not comparable. The areas are different. The areas are different. You will be falling under data analytics. This is the area where SaaS will come primarily. SaaS is part of AIML. SaaS is part of data engineering. If you want, you can keep it. You can keep it. But the thing is, SaaS is primarily into the data analytics. In, in this field, currently SaaS is top. I can say from past 5 decades, SaaS is top. But there is a toughest competition coming to this from Python and R. If you are into the clinical, R is booming now, is slowly pacing up. When it comes to the other industries, Python is booming, especially banking, especially banking. Yeah, Hari, this is the question I'm explaining now, right? But it is not like they are looking over. So let us say, okay, maybe I'm working for a bank. I'm in the bank right now. We're not using SaaS. We completely, almost like I can say that 80% SaaS we removed. We are moving to PySpark. But there are hundreds of banks still using SAS. There are toughest competitors who are still using SAS. Come to clinical. One of the thing is R. For now, R is heavily using only on the TLFs, tables, listings, and figures. But how much percentage? I can say around 40%. The moment you go to Adams, the moment you go to SGTMs, still you are using SAS only. Adams, POCs are happening, proof of concepts. Around 10% population is using it. It's a long way. And again, I'm telling to you, you just want to learn SAS and you want to sit down and relax for the next 5 years. No, no. It's not going to be possible for any technology. You learn the SAS, along with the SAS, you need to upskill. This will help you to enter into the market. This will help you to enter into the dream job. But over a period of time, let's say you're into the clinical, down the line in the 5 years, I can say R is going to occupy. But if you're a SAS programmer, learning R is damn easy. But if you learn only R with a zero knowledge on SAS, nothing works out for you. Same is the case with Python or PySpark, right? The market is transforming. It is under the transformation phase. You should go along with the flow. You should go along with the flow. Am I clear on this? Any questions?
So what will be the what will be the roadmap to learn SAS? We are doing classes and after that we need to practice or any special.
Every day, irrespective of anything, right after the class, you should practice. I'm telling to you, the best and worst part of SAS is someone teaching SAS. It's like a story, just like a fairy tale or something like a movie where you can happily listen. It looks damn easy while explaining. The moment you start writing the code on your own, it is going to become like a horror movie, literally a horror movie. You can't do anything. The only way you need to overcome, the only way you need to expertise is going to be first, go with the classes. Any class, anywhere, irrespective of whoever teaching it, right? You can go ahead with YouTube videos also, never mind. It will be equally good, right? First, you need to listen and understand a topic. Once you understand the topic, let's say topic wise, immediately you need to practice it. For the practicing, two options. Number one, depending on any book. So one of the two, I personally feel there are two best books which are going to be like Little SAS. Anyone who want to start their career in SAS, one of the best book, followed by the another book is Learning SAS by Example. Two good books. Let us say today I teach a topic called, for an example, maybe I'll simply say stop, one of the topic. Then you need to go to the book, you need to see what is the stopover, try to read it. You'll get some more points over there. Or if I talk about some functions called compress function, let's read the compress function here. And in the book, you're going to have something called exercises. Go to the exercises place and there, whatever which are related to this particular compress function, practice it. You should be able to answer them. If you're not able to answer, if you're not able to code that, bring it to me. Next class. This is how you can enhance your learning first, because you're learning the concept in the class. I'll show you the examples in the class. I'll also give you the real-time use cases in the class. And then from your side, you need to go through a book and just refresh that particular topic and do the exercise. First. Number two, go to Google. Search for the topic. Whatever the article you like it, you read it. If you don't understand something, bring it. Practice is the most important thing. How many use cases you are seeing, that much you can learn. That is the only difference between an experienced programmer and a novice programmer. Both of them learn SAS. The only thing is when someone gives you a problem, experienced person who have seen these issues n number of times, or who have seen relative issues to this n number of times, quickly come to the solution. Hey, this is how we can do it. Let's do. Novice programmer, he will start think about it. He will Google it a little, and then he will try some of the methods, and then finally he will succeed. He or she will succeed. It is not about we cannot code it or we cannot provide the solution. The only difference is more use cases you see, better you can code, better you can come up with the solutions. Am I clear? What is the roadmap? Go to the classes, start with the book, complete your exercise, go ahead with more use cases.
Murli,
Yep.
for practicing the questions and all, can you suggest some of the websites for that?
Okay. So one of the best thing is books wise, I'll go with this, right? When it comes to the websites, one of the website which is doing, which is helping uh, SAS like anything is Listen Data. Very good website. Very good website. There is another thing called Analytics Vidya. Recently, they started, they removed the most of the content from the free to subscribe. They removed most of the content. They put everything under the subscribe, but still a good website to go with. Better than anything. But best of all, SAS communities. Best of all you need to do is, if you go to just say SAS communities, can you see the very first thing in the Google? Just go to the SAS programming or communities library, go anywhere you want. This is one of the best place to see. There are thousands and thousands of questions available there. Can you see this? 56,748 solutions so far. You can see, hey, help with input function error, converting character to numeric, proc import, stacked bar chart. These are all the recent solutions someone has provided. The moment you can click on it, you can see the question and followed by the answer for this. Whichever is tick mark is the right one. You can go through that. I'll say beyond everything, this is the best. This is the best. Right? You can also go with SAS facts. What are going to be the most frequently asked questions? You can see. This is one of the best place to go ahead with. If not, as I said to you, listen data. This is good. This is good. You can see SAS is here. Right? The other thing is analytics with you. But they move to a payment mode, but still okay. Still okay. You can see most of the content is into the AI and ML. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. They ask you to, they force you to go with the login and all because they changed it a lot, but still, it's okay. Okay. You need to search for the SAS in this. I don't know like whether they still keeping it or they stopped it, but we'll see because this enterprise model and all is a payment mode, but still okay. Still okay because they changed it over the years. So now they are concentrating mostly on AI and ML. That is what their current thing is. Right? I'll see to this. I don't think so. They're still having the SAS or not. I don't know. They stopped it long back, but we'll see. Some of the vlogs we have. Can you see this? So it's a long back 2021, not the recent, but still we have the data. Still we have it. This is okay. This is good to go ahead with. Clear? Then R along with SAS. Some another question is, are you teaching Python? See, my next batch on R will start somewhere in the month of April. I'm planning. I cannot assure you that at this particular point of time. Right? R is there. Python, the only issue is going to be the timing for me because mostly 8 to 5 I'll be occupied with the work. Already evening 2 batches are starting, already running. Morning batch is this SAS. So not sure like how can I accommodate it, but there is a plan. It should be somewhere start in the April or May. For sure I'll start. questions. So anyways, I think we started with the topics of modules, but stopped in the middle. That's okay. I'll do one thing. I hope whoever have asked me, I have already shared it. If not, also I'll do one thing. Let me a second. I give you the detailed content to you because I want to be very clear on this particular part, what to be covered, what not to be covered. So whatever I have discussed, it will be part of this. So each module wise, I said SAS overview is the first module, followed by reading data from external files. Third is functions. Fourth is conditional processing and loops. Then you will be having procedures. Then you will be having modifying and combining SAS data sets, ProcSQL, SAS macro programming language, and the miscellaneous, which is nothing but the projects. I'll share this with all of you. You can go through that and you can ask me any questions related to that. And when it comes to the CDS, this is what we are going to cover in the CDS, a detailed one of what is part of it, what is not part of it, everything will be there. Just go through that. And I just also give you the overview of how the notes and everything looks like. So generally, I'll go with the running notes. For every batch, I'll go with one running notes. For an example, if it is a base and advances. Okay. Okay. This is one of the recent batch. This is how my running notes is. This is for C disk. I'll have a clear TOC first, then for each domain, I'll go with the notes like this. Everything will be typed in the class itself. There's nothing like we will use it, something already done. No, everything we will do it and deal it in the class. If it is going to be the base and advanced, it is something like this. So whatever it is, everything we will discuss in the class. We will have our running notes with the examples here, right? All the running notes and examples. And after that, I will also provide you a detailed notes like this. So whatever it is, it should be downloadable for you. So I'll also provide the notes like this. Each module wise, this will be useful for your quick reference. The coding, everything will be part, right? So these are the some of the things. Maybe I can share this particular one with you. You just go through that. And if you find any questions, let me know. I can also help you with that, right? Because today we are overrunning. It's already 8:20. So any other questions, anything, either you can give me a call or we can also discuss in the tomorrow session. As I mentioned to you, the first 7 classes will be absolutely free. You, whatever the link you have, the link is going to have all the details. 7 classes we can discuss. Just drop me a message in the WhatsApp. I can share you the details about the syllabus with you. With me so far? All right. Any further questions?
So should we like? Is it good to mention the written notes or it's okay if we didn't?
Hey, sorry, I lost you. It's good. After that, I haven't. Hey, I'm
Not
really
that
sorry. Hey,
important.
Harsh, I am really sorry. Your voice was breaking. I couldn't hear you. Could you
Okay,
please repeat?
like I asked, like, should we maintain the written notes or it's okay if we didn't?
It's absolutely up to you. If you still want to go with the written notes, I don't encourage to go with the written notes. Not required, actually. Not required, because I will give a very detailed notes to you. Just you can go through the recording and you can just go to the class. That is more than sufficient. More than sufficient. But I don't stop you if you want to learn, if you want to try, if you want to go ahead with your notes. I don't stop you. Happily you can do that, but it will lose you may lose your concentration. You're listening and you're writing. You don't need to do that.
Okay, sir.
Murali,
Yes. Yes.
if a person is a BCom background and has a basic of clinical data management knowledge,
Mhm.
so whether they can go ahead with this SAS programming?
Yes. Even you're completely new to the programming, you're completely coming from the non-IT also, you can go ahead with that.
Okay, sure.
It's not going to be a stopping factor. Guys, again, I'm telling to you one thing to all of you, make sure why you're learning. That is most important. If you learn and if it is going to be helpful for your career, then only learn it. Without interest or without someone else guidance, don't learn. Because I have seen a lot of people, they will learn, they just keep it out, they will go to the another technology. So if that is the case, don't waste your time, don't waste your money. Questions?
Sir, I joined a little late. So what is the class balance daily and
It is
base
7 to
advanced SAS, base advanced and clinical SAS goes simultaneously or after the base SAS you are going to do clinical SAS?
okay. I strongly suggest go with the base and advanced, then followed by go with the C disk. Okay, if you're someone who is a lack of time, let's say that Murli, I don't have much time with me, I want to do parallel. So there is a new batch of CDISC which is getting started in the March, in the month of second week of March. You can do parallel also. That is evening time. But I highly recommend not to go there. Go one after the other, because the moment your coding starts, you'll stuck because you don't know the coding, right? That's what my suggestion is. Timings are 7 a.m. to 8 a.m.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Wonderful. Someone else, I think Dinesh, just is it good to go with R or SAS for freshers from pharma background? It's individual choice, Dinesh. I'll tell you the reason. So far, still SAS is the most preferred thing for any freshers who want to enter into the pharma. But SAS plus R is a deadly combination right now. You already know SAS, you already know R, deadly combination. But how expertise it is, it matters. Being a fresher, it is expected to have the basics, right? Being a fresher, if it is a SAS, they're expected to have the certification, if it is a fresher thing, right? But it's purely individual choice. So one of the easiest way you can come to this conclusion is go to any portal, be it Naukri, be it Indeed, go to any portal of your choice. Search for 0 to 1 experience. Search with SAS, search with R. That will give you the clarity. Make sense, Dinesh? Why means
Yeah,
if you
thank
ask,
you.
yeah, if you ask me, I'll be biased with SAS. If you ask someone who will be biased with R, but this will give you the clear picture. Yeah.
So
Question.
the certification guide is mandatory. Like, is it have the value?
Okay. If you are an experienced person, you don't need a certification, but always certification is helpful for screening your resumes. For screening, it will be helpful. Nowhere else. Maybe not to discourage you or not to guide you in a wrong direction. I'm 13 years so far in the industry. I don't have a certification. No certification for me. It all depends again. It all depends again. But if you're a fresher, if you want to enter into the clinical field, if you are very interested into that, I expect you to do the certification, at least basis. Right. If you're not a fresher, you already have some exposure, or if you have a, maybe you're having Naukri Premium or Indeed Premium where your profile is getting highlighted. In that particular case, there is no need of certification. Individual choices.